Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm on my own today. Robert is out visiting satellite offices. During our visit to the National Waterways Museum, we discovered that CRT has a vast network of individuals that volunteer across the country. Now, we already knew about the wonderful individuals that help us at the locks, cleaning the weeds and trimming the overgrowth and cutting back the trees. But volunteering offers many more opportunities, including preservation, mechanical, and technical work. Many volunteers bring their unique education and expertise to these roles, enriching the experience for all of us. Not only that, but there's roles designed for individuals who love to engage with the public. So whether you enjoy hands-on activities, technical challenges, or interacting with the public, contact the CRT and see what kinds of opportunities are available near you. I'll put the link in the description below. Today we showcase one role that's particularly enjoyable for those who relish tinkering, love history, and find fulfillment in the restoration of old engines. Welcome to the Power Hall at the National Waterways Museum, home to a fascinating collection of engines, each themed around water. Crafted to manipulate water's flow or channel its force, these engines have stories to tell, whether propelling boats, utilizing water in hydraulic engines, or harnessing steam. Dedicated museum volunteers, custodians of these cool engines, are often found here in the Power Hall. Let's meet one of the volunteers, Keith, who kindly showed us around some of the engines. If you're passionate about old engines, spending time here at the National Waterways Museum would be a real treat.
My name's Keith. I'm a volunteer here at in the Power Hall at the Waterways Museum. My role is as an engine demonstrator, but the rule we have at the museum is in order to start an engine up, we need to have two people here to do it.
Right.
In case anything were to go wrong, so that the second person were able to stop the machine.
Like
so,
entanglement or something like that?
That's right, yeah. Okay. It's never actually happened in my
No.
8 years of volunteering here, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
it's a safety
Well, you don't
thing.
want it happening once, do you?
No,
That's the thing.
absolutely right.
No.
So we have these barriers around to keep the visitors on the safe side of the building. Some of the engines in here are runners. We run them. Some are under repair, and some are just static displays.
Okay. Do you do all the kind of restoration or repair work in house then?
We do what we can.
Yeah.
We've got a team of volunteers. I'm personally not an engineer, but though I've always worked in industry, we have got some sort of retired engineers.
Yep.
who do restoration work. And if you look behind me here, you can see an engine that's in the throes of getting repaired. We're waiting for parts at the moment. That's why it's standing there like that.
So where'd you get parts for these? Are they all specially made then?
Yeah, really. I mean, we've got a workshop here and a lathe where we can make some parts, but a lot of them we just have to go out and get it done.
Yeah.
There is still an industry for sort of classic engines, if you like.
Yeah.
There's still there's steam railways are still running. There's still museums around.
Right.
There's still people that will do specialist work for you.
Yeah, it's very niche, that, isn't it?
Yes, but it is. So it's not a big business, but we're not totally reliant on ourselves. We can outsource some things.
Have you got a favourite here of the engines? One that you particularly find interesting?
Well, I do particularly like this one, and the reason I do is it's a four-stroke diesel engine.
It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, as an exhibit, it's a good exhibit. It doesn't make too much noise. There's plenty going on, and because everything is sort of laid out in front of you, it's an easy exhibit to explain to people
Right.
how it works.
What would this have been used in? What's the application for this, Keith?
So what this was an engine, and this engine would have been attached to a pump. And what the pump was used for was to pump water out of a land drain in Lancashire,
Okay.
near Bursker.
Right.
The area up there is sort of liable to flood. It's very flat land, and the way they sort of keep that area drained is by digging a great pit, effectively.
Yep.
Called a land drain. It would be big.
Yeah.
It would be covered over, so it wouldn't be just like a pond.
Yeah.
And they would put a pump in it to pump the water out, and it would have been enclosed in like a pump house. Sometimes you see, if you're out walking anyway, you see these buildings and you say, "What's that?" And you say, "It's a pump house."
Yeah. So this wouldn't have been out in the open. This would have been enclosed.
It
It would have been really valuable.
Would have been kept in a building. Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't have anybody walking up to it. So so that's what it was used for. Because it's a hand start, it's not like an electric motor that could cut in and out on.
You don't have a key
on
to
level
start
or
this.
anything like that. I don't know because I've not got this information, but I should imagine that it would have been manned, even if somebody was to go around and manually start it, which it needs to do.
Yeah.
And then come back periodically to keep the eye on it.
Yeah.
And then when at some point when it wasn't needed, it could shut it down again.
Yeah.
So it definitely wouldn't have been an automatic process. It would have required.
It would have been manual and possibly required somebody attending it and adjusting it.
Yes,
ongoing.
yes.
Fuel supply for this. Which of the containers here contains the diesel?
If you can just look at that brown.
Okay.
Tank
That's it up there, is it?
That contains the diesel. There's a small, not the big pipe on the top. That's how we fill it up from the top.
Okay.
That handle there. We move the handle backwards for us. We pump the diesel in to fill the tank up. But there's a smaller line at the bottom, and the diesel comes from there under gravity down to this part here. This is the filter.
Yep.
So it comes in through the filter, then so it goes in there, it then comes out along that pipe there and goes into there. So this part is all gravity fed.
Yep.
This piece of kit here is a pump,
Right.
and the pump is operated by this shaft here. So when it starts up, that shaft turns around, it drives the pump backwards and forwards and pumps the fuel out there. And once it gets out there, it's under pressure.
Right.
It pumps pressure in it out. It goes round the back here, and it goes into this piece here, and that's called a fuel injector.
Okay.
And in layman's language, what happens is that it acts as an aerosol. You might find an aerosol on furniture polish or something.
Yeah.
Because what happens, it gets forced through very tiny hole.
So it's a tiny mist that
So
comes
it creates a mist.
Yeah.
So when it gets to there, it creates a mist. Now, once it enters the engine,
Yeah.
it then gets
So it gets combusted.
gets
then.
combusted and runs the engine. So,
Okay. Yeah.
So it's as far as the visitor's concerned, just turn the wheel around and the piston goes backwards and forwards, and it's quite a nice exhibit. Quite
Yeah.
nice one to look at. The one over there, the
What happens if
The
I
blue one.
push this
blue
button?
one, that is it's a steam engine that's connected nowadays to an electric motor. If you press that button, it will run for about 30 seconds.
That's quite an our car, that is.
That's very cool.
Because really that's being powered by an electric motor there.
Yeah, we've got an
Yeah.
electric motor on the end there. And it came out of a boat that was used on the River Weaver
Wow.
called the Dave Rum, and there's a picture of it there, and there's an even bigger picture on the wall at the back. So it would have spent its life up and down the River Weaver, moving chemicals from the chemical works down there.
300-ton ICI packet boat. Yeah, carrying chemicals.
Yeah. So it's quite a good engine. It would have been powered by steam in its day. It's actually on loan from the, as it says there, it's on
Yeah.
loan from the museum in Liverpool. These are steam engines here.
Oh, okay. So these are the oldest engines.
So we've got this is our oldest engine. As you can see, it's under maintenance at the moment.
Yep.
Two of our volunteers who work on a Sunday, they're doing some repair work on it at the moment.
Yep.
So it's not available. We do run it when we can, and this is from about 1880.
Oh, wow.
And this powered a boat called the Alexandra, and there's a few pictures on the wall behind you of the Alexander, and it was operated on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, and it was an inspection. The boat, the Alexander, was an inspection launch, so it wasn't a day-to-day narrowboat that was carrying cargo.
Yeah. But it looks like they had the odd jaunt on it.
I've forgotten his name now, but this gentleman down here was the engineer in charge. So it's his boat, effectively.
Yeah.
And he would use it, and his team would use it to go up and down the canal, inspecting it from the engineering point of view, for repairs and such like. But looking at those photographs, he also had it on a Sunday, because looking at some of these people here, they don't look like
Sunday
engineers.
best. Yeah, they're not engineers.
And I think that maybe on a Sunday he could use it to take his guests out.
Yeah, like a picnic or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Why not? Yeah, lovely.
So as I say, we've done that. It's steam powered, but it is 140 years old. It's not particularly robust.
No.
We don't try not to run it too often, but we do run it when we can.
It's not huge, is it?
No, it's not.
So to power that boat, I mean, it's a decent sized boat. Would that have had a wooden hull, you think, rather than steel? It would have been wooden, wouldn't it?
The hull for that is still in the museum, or they own the hull. The rest of it's gone. I think it was a metal hull.
Oh, was it?
But I'd have to check that one for you. I've got some notes on that one.
And there's the description at the side of the engines, the launch. So they called that a launch.
So this was like a generic one, because it shows you actually two engines here, doesn't it? So,
yeah.
So this, the G. Bellis, who made the engine, there must have been more than one engine. That looks very similar to this one.
Yes. Yeah, lovely.
So it would have had a boiler with it as well when it was in the boat, because it needed steam to power it. And you can see on the other side there, there's a G. Bellis & Co. vertical boiler. We haven't got the boiler. We've only got the engine.
Yeah.
But when it was in the boat, it would have had a boiler next to it. It would have been coal-fired.
Coal-fired, yeah.
And it would have took a couple of operators to keep it going. You know.
I wonder if they drew filtered water from the canal for it, if they had a clean water supply, because you don't really want to use dirty water in a boiler for an engine, do you?
No, you don't know. I'm not sure about that. It's a good question. I'm not sure where they got the water from. I can't possibly imagine that they would have just pulled it out of the canal.
No, they wouldn't.
They must have had, I would have thought, a tank. Similar to a steam locomotive.
Yeah, exactly.
They carry their own water, don't they?
Yeah.
And I should imagine that's how it works.
I think so. Yeah.
So that's our oldest engine. We've got another steam engine next to it, the green one. That's a Sissons. That's quite a nice engine to run, but
That's a big flywheel on that one.
Yeah, it is.
That would have looks like that was where a belt would have gone to drive something else.
It does look like that, yeah. I haven't got information on that one. All I know is that it was made to go in an engine. Sissons were quite a well-known company in the day.
Yeah.
From what I understand, that was made to go into a boat, obviously, but it didn't. And it ended up in a technical college in Northwich.
Oh, right.
For apprentices to practice their skills on.
Well, that's cool.
And somehow it ended up down here. But it's a more modern engine than the Bellis. I mean, it looks it as well. It does run very nicely. Again, we do run that one.
You've got some cool old stuff around the walls here as well, haven't you? Because you've got an old sign, Jones and Atwood Limited, Engineers, Stourbridge.
Engineers, that's right, yeah.
Some old implements there as well. It's a very cool place.
We hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please like, comment, and share. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and click the bell to be notified when we put up new content. Stay tuned for more insightful and interesting interviews with other CRT volunteers at the Ellesmere Port National Waterways Museum location. See you soon!